Yo guys, straight off the bat, let me apologize. I was intending to do a Raw review last week. It wasn't a Raw I particularly enjoyed, but I was intending to talk about the Cody Rhodes firing and stuff like that, just key points. And just didn't get around to it. Been just up to a few things this week, last week, so I didn't really have a chance to do it. I do have some time off work coming up, so you may see a lot more of me than you thought you would. so I hope you guys are prepared for that. And so yeah, let me just go ahead with the Raw review today. Um, the Raw this week was a bit better than last week. I don't think it was fantastic, but it wasn't a bad show. I don't think it was a good, particularly a standout show, but it wasn't a bad show. The crowd helped this a lot. It was a hot crowd. We're in Canada, so you know you're going to get a good crowd. It was Toronto, Canada. Yeah, let's just kick it off. So you know when you're in Toronto, you're going to get either one or two things. Bret Hart kicking off the show, or in this case, you get Edge. It was a nice surprise. It came out. I don't read stuff like who's going to appear on the show and stuff like that, but I understand he was there promoting the show. I thought him, and basically he was supposed to be out there to promote his own show that he's doing on ABC or Sci-Fi. I don't know, one of those American channels. And he was supposed to do the cutting edge, and he was supposed to do it with Randy Orton, um, but he decided he said fuck that, I'm bringing out Daniel Bryan. So he started interviewing Daniel Bryan, and then Orton came out, and then Triple H came out, and Edge and Triple H had an interesting kind of work shoot back and forth, which is quite interesting. Um, I got a bit personal at times. It was interesting. It was a good back and forth. Anyway, ended up with saying Triple H basically saying we all know that I can't touch you right now, but maybe I can hurt the people. Maybe I can hurt someone you love. Then the Shield dragged out Christian's carcass to the stage, and that was that really. And then there was a backstage segment, wasn't there? Yeah, there was a backstage segment with Edge and Triple H and Shield were there, and again they went back and forth, and then Triple H eventually kicked him out, essentially. And Edge finished off the scene by saying, what happened to you? Was what it was. Kind of cemented the opening segment. Um, Good thing about the opening segment, it didn't drag on like your usual Triple H segments. It didn't necessarily cut to the point, but it did what it was supposed to do. And at the moment, I understand that ever since Triple H's heel turn, you have to, because he hasn't been a heel for so long, you have to cement it in different ways, and these are the sort of ways you cement a heel turn. So yeah, I completely understand that. Then Axel versus Kofi. Kofi wins after Axel got himself disqualified, and then they made a point of saying that if Axel got himself disqualified in this Sunday's match, then Paul Heyman would be left to face CM Punk. I've got my opinion on these first two on these rivalries, because they're the most important things in WWE right now. Is the Daniel Bryan story and the Paul Heyman CM Punk story. I'm going to churn out a couple of vids this week. You're going to get a prediction, Night Champion predictions video. I'm not ordering it. I only really care about two matches, and I kind of think it's a foregone conclusion that Orton will win and Punk will win, but I think some sort of screwy finish may happen in the Punk match. Um, but I'll give my opinion on that later down the week. I'm also going to do a video just because I've seen a lot of videos about bitching about the Daniel Bryan storyline, and I'll tell you what, when Sledge Daddy did it, I thought it was a little bit early. I didn't really hear too many voices. Literally in the last 4 or 5 days, I've seen maybe 8 or 9 videos bitching about how Daniel Bryan keeps getting buried. My gosh, it's been 4 fucking weeks. Like, give it a chance. Nah, the guy's been featured prominently in every single show so far. You know, this is not a burial. I'm not a Triple H fan. I'll be the first one to call him out if I thought it was a burial. But this is not a burial. But, you know, I will leave that for the other video. You'll see my opinion if you haven't already gathered what it is already. Anyway, then there was a backstage segment with Heyman and Axel. Basically, Heyman trying to make out that he slipped on some water backstage and that he had injured his knee. You'll see the way that plays out later on in the show. Then there was a backstage segment with Big Show and Booker T. I'm not sure what Booker T's role is at the moment. He seems to have had this corporate conscious thing at the moment. He seems to be floating around. I don't seem to have a role for him at the moment. I think sometimes it's best, especially with a Hall of Famer like, and Booker T is one of my all-time favorites. So I say this with all the love in the world. I think it would be better for them to keep him off TV rather than overuse him in nothing roles. You kind of diminish his attraction, if you like, and that's my opinion on that. But I don't like his role in WWE. Speaking of roles I don't like for certain people at the moment, what the fuck is happening with Dolph Ziggler? He must have pissed off somebody. Because I know he's been given a lot of fucking interviews. And there was one interview I was listening to last week and I thought he's going to get himself in trouble saying some shit like that. And he was talking about Randy Orton being Triple H's hand pitch. I don't think he was in character. Like, you might say, oh, maybe he was. Nah, I don't think he was in character. I think he's pissing off somebody because he, as soon as I saw him not get his entrance played, I thought, wow, this is jobber treatment 101. And then Bray Wyatt came out, whooped his ass real quick. 1, 2, 3, and it was quick as well. It was quick. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Dolph. I still think long term, a face is where he should be, but he may almost have to flip heel to get some of his momentum back, and maybe flip face a couple of years down the line. It's a shame. I think there's so much of their focus is going on the Daniel Bryan thing, and I get it, because John Cena's not there, they have to put so much emphasis and focus on making Daniel Bryan that star. So I can completely understand why they're doing that. It's a shame that Dolph is the casualty of that. So then Heyman comes out and basically tries to back out the match. Maddox comes out with a doctor, says, well, you know, this is a WWE doctor. If you're going to sign out of this match, I need to assess you. So the doctor basically says there's nothing wrong with his punk ass. He's trying to get out of it. CM Punk comes out, attempts to whoop his ass with a kendo stick. Heyman runs off. Never looked better. And then CM Punk proceeds to whoop the fake doctor's ass with a kendo stick. So good stuff. That's what it was. Achieve what it should be good to achieve. Divas match happened. I genuinely don't know what the teams were here, but essentially they're trying to set up to this Fatal 4-Way. I'm actually looking forward to this Fatal 4-Way match with the Divas. Yeah. I still didn't give a shit about this particular match, but the Fatal 4-Way match, it's not every day you see a Fatal 4-Way Divas match. They're really trying to make you give a shit about the Divas match. So that's good. It's good. Del Rio and R-Truth, I genuinely don't care about Del Rio. I had no feelings for him whatsoever. Either way. I don't even have the energy to hate. I have no, it's just nothing to me. You know, made Truth tap out. Um, I don't think he'll drop the belt to RVD, but I hope he drops the belt soon because I just don't care about him. And then in a nice surprise, Santino returned to face Cesaro. Oh, speaking of motherfuckers that they're dropping the ball with, what the fuck is going on with Cesaro? But yeah, he lost to Santino in a roll up. Way. Quite a nice roll up with Santino did. Don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't know. I like Cesaro. I think he's talented, and they're just not using him in the right way. I think they need to pair him up with a good. Jack Swagger isn't the fucking person to pair him up with. Pair him up with someone good and make them an actual good tag team. But then I think that's the way to go. That's the only way to salvage his career right now. The Miz versus David Sandow. No one cares about Miz as a face. The sooner they flip Miz heel, the better. Um, Sandow actually won off a distraction of Fandango coming out. Fuck. I can't even remember the last time Sandow won a match. So yeah, he actually won. So I'm good because I like Sandow. I really like Sandow. I need to give him that pushback there. So all through the night, they were showing vignettes of Goldust, um, hyping up the match between him and Orton. So then we had a backstage interview with Goldust, and then that was interrupted by Triple H, who basically said that, you know, good luck, um, don't let your family down, you know, try to put pressure on them. So then Goldust and Orton had a match. It was slow, it was lumbering. You could tell, yeah, he looked slimmer, Goldust. It's just that you could tell sometimes with these type of things, there's such things as match fitness, and he clearly wasn't match fit because he got gassed halfway through this. Um, but yeah, Orton won it clean. As the WWE champion should, to be fair. And we know that probably the angle that's going to happen here is one of two things. Is either people are talking about Shane McMahon coming back and kind of trying to give Daniel Bryan some momentum. I don't think that's going to happen. I have noticed, however, that Vince has steadily slid away from this whole angle all of a sudden. And what I think may happen is that that Vince will eventually start to side with Daniel Bryan, and then that will cause some sort of match at Survivor Series between Orton and Bryan. Bryan's team consisting of people like Cody Rhodes. So yeah, I don't think it's a Shane McMahon thing, because even if Shane did come back, Shane doesn't have no say in the business. If the COO and the CEO say that Cody's fired, now what can Shane do about it? So yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case at all. So yeah. Anyway, after Goldust lost, Stephanie basically told him to get out. Said that, you know, he was a loser, blah blah blah. And then yeah, it was what it was. And then RVD and Bareback had a match. Bareback got disqualified. Next, main event: Daniel Bryan versus Dean Ambrose. Shielded Ambrose's corner and Big Show and Bryan's, except that Big Show was not allowed to touch the Shield. So anyway, the match happened. I can't actually remember who the fuck won this. Oh yeah, it was Brian. Brian won it. Daniel Bryan rolled him up, roll up victory. Um, and then he launched Dean Ambrose into the Shield. He was celebrating. Um, Triple H came out and said that he wanted Big Show to knock out Brian again. Big Show slid into the ring. Looked like he was going to do it. Um, then he said no. Then Orton came out. Orton basically told him to do it. It's getting a Big Show's face and shit. Anyway, in all that little, while that little argument was happening, Daniel Bryan recovered, and I know, shock fucking horror, he actually recovered to get the upper hand. He did that flying knee finisher of his into Orton's face, and was standing over Orton holding the WWE title. So yeah, he actually got the upper hand, so that was good. That was good. But yeah, I mean, I'll give my opinion on the whole Daniel Bryan thing because it is a hot topic right now. But it was an alright Raw. C minus show. It was alright. Kept me interested, but not necessarily entertained. Um, but interested enough. So yeah, I'll give it a C minus show. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go from hardly doing any videos to doing a lot more. So do stay tuned. Um, please comment down below. Not enough of you guys are doing that. Subscribe. You guys are slowly starting to do that more. Um, and like this video. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.